Hi dear boys, this class we are going to discuss about the ignition temperature and the testing of ignition temperature. We know that ignition is the starting point of firing a fuel. Ignition temperature is also known as the auto ignition temperature, which is the lowest temperature at which a material spontaneously ignites without an external flame or spark. So, ignition temperature is also known as the auto ignition temperature, which is the lowest temperature at which a material spontaneously ignites without an external flame or spark. To measure the ignition temperature, specific standardized procedures and instruments are used depending on the type of the material. To measure the ignition temperature, specific standardized procedures and instruments are used depending on the type of material. Example, gaseous, liquids or solids. For gases, for measuring the ignition temperature of the gases, we have to discuss about the apparatus, process and the standard. An ignition temperature apparatus consists of a chamber where the gas can be introduced and gradually heated. For gases, the apparatus has an ignition temperature consists of chamber where the gas can be introduced and gradually heated. In the process, the chamber is heated slowly and the gas is introduced. The chamber is heated slowly and the gas is introduced. As the temperature rises, the gas is monitored to see when it spontaneously ignites. As the temperature rises, the gas is monitored to see when it spontaneously ignites. The temperature at which this occurs is recorded as ignition temperature. The temperature at which it occurs is recorded as ignition temperature. The test is usually performed in accordance with the standards like ASTM E659. For the liquids, the apparatus is the method typically involves a heated surface or a closed combustion chamber. For the liquids, the method typically involves a heated surface or a closed combustion chamber. The process, the liquid is gradually heated in the combustion chamber. The temperature of the chamber is continuously monitored. The ignition point is detected when the liquid vapor ignites without an internal flame. For solids, we have the apparatus. A solid is usually placed in an oven or a furnace. A solid is usually placed in an oven or a furnace. The temperature of the furnace or even in or oven is gradually increased. The temperature of the furnace or oven is gradually increased. The solid is observed for any signs of ignition, usually accompanied by smoke or flame. The temperature at which the solid ignites is noted. So, for solid, the temperature of the furnace or oven is gradually increased. The solid is observed for any signs of ignition, usually accompanied by smoke or flame. The temperature at which the solid ignited is noted. There are some factors affecting the ignition temperature, mainly considering material composition, pressure and oxygen availability, surface area as well as the moisture content. The different materials, wood, plastic, fuel have different ignition temperature. Higher pressure and oxygen concentration can lower the ignition temperature. Fine powders or thin materials tend to ignite at lower temperatures compared to bulk materials. Wet materials usually require higher temperature to ignite. Example, wood has 300 to 400 degrees Celsius, gasoline has 247 degrees Celsius, hydrogen gas has 500 degrees Celsius. Hope all of you understand the process.